Yes, every time you quench your thirst with a refreshing bottle of Awake, you're helping contribute to save lives. So keep drinking Awake purified drinking water and let's continue making a difference. Awake Water, one for life, supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back to the show. Let's now go into the telephone line to have a conversation with Mr. Adam Senanu. He is with Citizen Movement Against Corruption. Let's speak about what the MP for Bibiani had to say in a leaked audio. Indeed, he has confirmed the content captured in that leaked audio, which is circulating on both traditional and, of course, social media platforms. Let's have an extended conversation about that with Mr. Adam Senanu. Mr. Senanu, good morning and welcome to the Orange Sunrise.
Thank you very much.
Do you think is a worry or it's a problem if an MP said that he is ready to pay more to delegates to retain his seat as the parliamentary candidate of MPP in the Bibiani constituency? And he also said that he has a lot of dollars. Well, he's prepared. Should we be concerned?
Yes, it is. That is clearly what we call an intention to buy votes. And it's a well-established electoral malpractice as part of electoral corruption, where an individual or a party or a candidate has the intention of harvesting a citizen's vote. That constitutes a crime. So for anyone to suggest that I am going to be using money much more than my competitors and they should prepare, I'm prepared, all of that shows an intention to engage in a malpractice which is defined under our laws and which is not something that we expect anybody who wants to ensure that there is equity and that competence is what the constituents, what the citizens will be looking at, take a decision, will be proposing that they will engage.
Do you think this constitutes enough ground for further probing into the matter? Because some will say this could be an MP who was just bragging, just seeking to scare off competitors, and that cannot be a justifiable ground for investigation or probe. What do you say?
Well, I think we would need to leave that to the lawyers. I don't know what way to put it, but I think that the intention itself begins to weigh on the ethics of the candidate in question and whether we should be encouraging persons who have that intention to continue to represent us well at the political party level. It's a question that political parties should take into consideration. But if citizens have been well educated, ideally, this is not a trajectory that we want the political space to have. Because monetization of our politics takes away the opportunity to have the most competent, capable persons managing affairs of states. And that's a risk we expose ourselves as individuals, as communities, and as a nation to. So it's not something that is best practice anywhere in the world, nor should we be seen to be embracing it or allowing it to go without being questioned. And so I think that the intention to commit a crime is usually sufficient enough for any investigative body to invite you and begin to question that, look, are you aware that the law, electoral law say this? Are you aware that what you're saying therefore constitutes the expression of an intent to commit a crime under the law? And if there is, I don't know if there's a sanction for that, but at least I would expect that there should be a caution that you can't talk that way. And what it should mean is, therefore, that the investigative and security agencies will be keeping an eye on such persons.
There are those who also feel that the reaction this late audio has gotten is quite hypocritical in nature on the part of some Ghanaians, because some will argue that this is what plays out in delegate election. And it's not news. All of us are aware that when these political parties are seeking to elect their parliamentary representative, this is what ensues. And so to react in this way is suggestive of the fact that we seem to be a bit hypocritical in our reaction. What's your response to that?
Well, truth be told, I'm not aware that this is standard practice at the delegate level. But to the extent that it's becoming normalized or institutionalized, and say that people can talk about it and say, I don't know any law, I think this tells you that it is moving from just being something done by a microcosm of people, because mind you, these delegates don't represent the 30 million plus Ghanaians. We don't all know, we don't all engage in being sponsored or supported or trying to get elected, whatever it is. So many of us will not have a keen understanding of what transpires when these delegates are having to vote at the political party level. But when you have officers or individuals now on public platforms saying that we don't know any law that is against what I'm going to do, and they don't themselves understand the implications of what they are saying, then all of us should be extremely worried. The rest of us who don't subscribe to this kind of behavior, who know that it is morally wrong, it shows an ethically bankrupt understanding of what leadership should involve. That's not ethical leadership. It's not the kind of leadership that will move this country forward. And no country that is championing democracy and expects that democracy will provide the dividends that it's supposed to will allow individuals who think that buying of votes is the way to go to be those who are the candidates of choice for election. So it's absolutely unacceptable.
Which institution would you recommend should be fronting this probe?
I think it's the police, and under our laws probably it's a CID. I think it's to start with the police, and under police is probably the CID, because this is an attempt to commit a crime, my understanding of it, and so a crime under our electoral laws. Can't remember the exact reference at the moment, but that's an electoral malpractice. Thing is, the electoral process hasn't started, but an intention to do so. I mean, his words can be, clearly reviewed, and you can establish an intent by looking through what exactly he said, and then cautioning him and any others like him who think that this is the way to go. It probably is good it's coming up now, so that all of us can discuss it. We can make sure that out there we make all potential candidates appreciate that this is not what the citizens of Ghana expect.
Thank you very much, sir, for speaking with us this morning. We are grateful for the time.
And thank you for having me.
And that is Mr. Adam Senanu. He is with Citizen Movement Against Corruption, speaking about the claims coming in from the BBN MP, who says that he is ready. In fact, he is financially ready to battle anyone who will seek to pay monies to delegates. He will pay more. And that, as for dollars, it's not a problem at all. He has bundles of dollars, saved for this particular purpose. Well, for those of you who perhaps have not heard the leaked audio, this morning what we'll do for you is to play you his confirmation because a partner station City spoke to him, where he essentially confirmed that indeed he made those comments. But if you're just joining us, let me remind you that we are streaming live on YouTube. The YouTube page is Orange 107.9 FM. If you go there, you can subscribe, or I must say you should subscribe so that anytime we are live, you'll just get the notification. So the YouTube page is Orange 107.9 FM. Please go there and watch the program live. And you can also participate by being interactive, sending in your comments, and we'll be doing justice to your comments for you on that platform. Once again, the YouTube page is Orange 107.9 FM. Orange 107.9 FM. That's how you can watch us live on YouTube as we bring to you this morning's conversations. Now let's listen to the MP and listen to exactly what he said, which has now become quite topical in our country. A lot more people reacting to it in diverse ways. Listen to the MP confirming that indeed what is captured in the leaked audio are essentially true. Frederick Obin, or Honorable Frederick Obin Boateng, is the MP for Bibiani constituency.
the first question I'll ask social president is that they are investigating what? Which election is that? Okay, then let's look at the reason of the election we are talking about. They say MPP privilege where you have certain members of parliament. Then I'll ask the social president. So MPP has MPP open nomination for that. As Alfred Obimboateng, file nomination. Has he gone through vetting? Has he successful that now he's really going for election? What about, do we really know what is going to happen the next 4 months ahead of us? Whether even high Alfred Obimboateng may not even contest the election. What do you know what nature has for us? Even at that time, anything can happen. Maybe at that time, maybe a better appointment. I don't want to be a legislator again. I want to serve by different capacity, whether Ghana or outside. So I'm not even going to contest them. Social prosecutor, that investigation will may be investigating something which does not really exist. So you wait for something to trigger before you zoom in.
And so that is the Member of Parliament for the people of Bibiani constituency, speaking to our partner station City, and indeed confirming the content in the leaked audio, and saying that indeed those things have been said, and it is correct. But he disagrees with anyone who suggests that he should be a subject of investigation by the OSP, because what he said has not materialized. He said he's just speaking into the future, telling people what he's ready to do in order to maintain his position as the party's representative in the Bibiani constituency. If you recall, if you listened to the show yesterday, we were discussing the pronouncement of President Akufo-Addo when he said not everybody who gets into public service is a thief. And then we're asking the question, what at all is the real motivation for people to do politics? Is it to serve the interests of the people or to serve their personal interest? Now, of course, we spoke about the monetization of our politics and how members of parliament themselves have had cause to complain about how injurious it is becoming on our democracy, how it is hurting our democracy, because people will have to pay a lot more in order to emerge as even parliamentary candidates and ultimately members of parliament. Now, the MP today is telling us that, well, he has heard that there are a lot of people outside of this country, some internally, harboring the idea of contesting him, and is warning them or cautioning them that if their major strategy is to pay a lot more money to delegates for them to be convinced that they are the right individuals to lead the party, then he's telling them that they should forget. Because as for him, he's ready to pay more of anything they will pay. So if you pay 20,000, he's ready to pay 21,000, maybe 30,000, and that he has a lot of dollars. He's a strategic politician. He prepared way before. He knew that money will play a critical role, so he prepared himself. So as for dollars, it's not a problem. So if you think you're in the United States of America and you're bringing in a lot more dollars, he said, forget. We are in Ghana, but we know how to get the dollars. The dollars are abundant, and he has them in abundance. And he was splashing to delegates in order to ensure he continues to become the member of parliament for the people of Bibiani constituency. Guys, I'm sure you've heard from the MP. What's your thoughts?
I think I'll allow Abner to start.
I've asked you the question. I know Abner's name and I know your name. I asked you the question.
You asked me a question. You are not claiming because you said, guys, what's your thought on it?
Yeah, so I was
you are referring to me. Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, Alpha, just yesterday, we were having a conversation about what the president said, that not everybody who goes into politics goes to steal. Not every politician is a thief. And I made a statement here that it is about their actions that have built a perception in our minds over years.
Okay.
Just 24 hours after I said that, an MP is saying that I have packed money I'm coming to share. So if you are bringing money from the US, DG.
In fact, I want us to do some calculation because there are some numbers to work with. He did indicate that he is even prepared to pay up to the tune of 20,000 to each of the 2,000 delegates. So, Abena, please, let's do the calculation. Let's use 2,000. 2,000 by 20,000.
He said he will pay 20,000.
Yeah, he said he's prepared.
So let's use
20,000.
20,000. Let's use 20,000.
I said 2,000.
You said 2,000. You have cut off 18,000. 18,000.
That's quite significant.
Yes.
20,000 by 2,000.
By 2,000.
So let's have a fair idea of
40 million.
40 million Ghana cedis.
40 million.
40 million Ghana cedis.
Okay. So that's what he said. He's ready.
He said he can pay.
He can pay.
He can pay.
Yes. To delegates, and that's the cost on delegating. We are not talking
that's the
about
amount of money he's going to give to that delegate.
Yes.
His form and filing fee is not part. On the day,
The
fuel
campaign,
expenses is not part.
transportation.
Campaign is not part. Even item 13 is not part.
Souvenirs.
So those little things
T-shirts
are
and
not
all
part.
of those things.
Just the money in the envelope alone is
That is
40
going
million
to delegates. He said
Going to
that is
delegates.
what he is prepared to pay.
give to delegates
And that he's warning the people who are lacing their boots
to come.
and contest that forget.
Fasten your
You're not more liquid than I. I am much more liquid. I am prepared to splash the cash to maintain my seat. Yes.
So, Alpha, like we were saying, this morning, I think all politicians are on the table, all of them. But when you hear comments like this coming from members of parliament, the same members of parliament whose salaries are out there for us to know, we know how much they take at the end of every
You're
month.
taking around 30,000? Is it?
No, I don't think
Is
it will
around-
be up to 10.
It's around that figure.
30,000.
Yeah, around
30,000.
30,000.
No, I don't think it is. It is.
It's
up to
something that
30.
you can just check. I am quite sure that it's around that figure. That's what they take as members of parliament. So,
So you let's even say they are taking. Yes, I mean 28,000.
So around that
okay,
figure,
you let's just say 30,000. So if you are taking 30,000, and you've even worked for how many years has he been in parliament, Abner?
we'll have to check. I'm not too
I mean,
sure. You
but-
take
but-
take the 4 years, for instance.
yes.
So 30,000 by 12 times 4.
Times 4. So the 12 by 4 is the 12 by 4 is 48. Yes. And so if you multiply 30,000 by 48, that's like some 1 million.
1 million.
400.
1.4 million.
1.4 million.
Are you guys
1
sure?
million, yes. 1,440,000.
And the amount you spend on delegates
It's-
alone is 40 million.
It's 39 million plus his 4 years.
So it means he have to get a lot of money from somewhere.
Exactly.
Where is that somewhere?
And you see, we are not even discussing 39 million in addition to his 1 million, because out of his 1 million,
Because that's
there's
that-
survival
that's-
out of that money.
So let's assume he didn't touch the
He
money.
didn't touch the 1 million. Then
Yes.
you have to explain how he has survived till now. That's it, because you are working, and if you've not touched your salary, then we need to discuss how you've been able to survive for 4 years till now.
Maybe he has other.
Exactly. So,
Other means of
assuming you have
survival.
other means of survival, and that 1 million is there, where are we? Those means of survival, are they the ones that are providing the 39 million to add up to the 40 million that you are going to share to the delegates? The story no clear. Alpha, you really need to. He needs to, and for him to think that it is the call that we should allow bodies like the special prosecutor to investigate him.
It doesn't make sense.
It's
because
unfounded.
the thing he has talked about has not happened.
You have stock dollars when you are working and you are being paid in cedis, and you stock you say you've packed dollars.
But it is not. He said it is not illegal. It's okay.
So you need to explain to us where you got the money from. If you exchange your Ghana cedis
You see
into
the-
dollars,
the-
we'll calculate and
You see
we'll
the last time when the Abena Osei, sorry, what's her name?
yes, the
Madam
deputy
Cecilia Dapa.
yes, Cecilia Dapa, yes.
When her issue came up about the dollars she has in
Yes.
her room, the question fundamentally we asked is that if this is what she has as a minister for sanitation, how much dollars do other ministers and members of parliament have? You see, for the member of parliament to come and say he has a lot of dollars,
I've packed dollars.
it could be that a lot of politicians have a lot of dollars.
Yes.
And if they have a lot of dollars, that could be a contributing factor to why our city is in the situation it
our
is.
city is behaving like that.
And the dollars is kept. It's not like it's been invested. The dollars is kept for a particular agenda, waiting for a particular period. You understand? To be invested in that adventure.
So,
or in that venture, sorry.
So, I mean, if you have dollars packed in your room, the prayer you would pray is that the city would depreciate. Because when the city depreciates, you are a rich man. So, if you pack dollars in your room and the city, you are a rich man.
You could have a situation where the very people who have been clothed with the authority to
appreciate the city,
to think about our economy and ensure a robust city, are the ones contributing to the depreciation of the city.
Because the depreciation of the city plays to their advantage. Because they have dollars.
And we, the ordinary citizens, are there complaining, vulnerable people, saying that when you go to the market, things are skyrocketing.
Yes.
And the fundamental reason is because, the city continues to depreciate against the major trading currency like the dollar. But meanwhile, at least, based on the evidence that we've seen from Madame Cecilia, some of them have tons of dollars in their rooms, bedrooms.
Yes.
We don't know how much they have in their bank accounts. And some of them say they have a lot of them and they are ready to battle anybody who thinks is coming from the United States whatsoever to bring in dollars and just, take their seats from them. They say they have a lot of them. So my question is, if MPs, ministers, key government appointees are stocking these dollars, who is being impacted by this decision?
All of us.
And the very people who say they are working for the economy,
they are the ones benefiting from the suffering in the economy. Because if you have dollars packed in your room, you are most likely to pray for the city to depreciate. Because if it does, you are a rich man.
Yes, because
I don't need rocket science to know this.
Having dollars itself is an investment by some people.
Exactly.
So that they go and buy forex, keep it, because they know obviously the city will depreciate.
Exactly.
So if I bought the dollars at 5 cities and next day I got 11 point something, that's more than 100% profit.
So nobody cares about the city depreciation, with the exception of those of us that are we are even looking for words to describe it, words are not coming. And so, Alpha, if comments like this is coming from an MP, and we sit somewhere and we think that, the perception we have about the Ghanaian politician is that they get into
that of service. He's there to sacrifice.
How? Yesterday you raised the same concern that what if they are dead? And I told you that's something the majority leader said some time ago. You even brought it up that they will go and borrow money to come in. Like this man, they has packed dollars and he's ready to pay 40 million to get back into parliament. You think he's going to serve? So I'll throw 40 million away to come and serve you.
So the question you're asking is that, is the real motivation to serve his people,
or for his people to serve him? But why you just look at the calculation we just did. Money to delegates alone, souvenirs are not part, campaign funds are not part, fuel and all those things are not. So I'll invest all of this amount, over 40 million, just to go and serve him.
When we did the math, please can you repeat the math again for us? The salary per year,
yes,
multiplied by 4 years.
By 4, it gives you 1,440,000.
Are you sure with that calculation?
Yes.
That's confirmed.
Yes.
1 million.
Yes, 440,000.
And
that's
the
all.
amount is prepared to pay to delegate alone.
It's 39 million plus his salary.
Okay, what if
yes,
he's just bragging? What if he's just talking?
You don't
What if he's just saying it for saying people? He's just interested in just, maybe he doesn't mean what he's saying necessarily. You're not buying that.
If it had never happened, if it has never happened, that is what you can say that
okay to him.
You are just bragging. But we've seen dollars under somebody's bed before. We've seen it. We've seen dollars under somebody's bed. So for you to come and say you have also packed the dollars, then it begs the question of how many of you have the dollars packed under your beds. It begs that question, because it is not as if it has not happened. It has happened. We've seen it, and you are repeating it that you also haven't. And when we even called you to confirm, you said yes, it's true. You said it.
No, he confirmed.
Yeah, you didn't even say you were.
I'm sure in his
bragging.
mind he's even surprised that
you are surprised. That's the thing.
What is your problem?
He's surprised that you are surprised that he said he has packed on dollars. That's it. That's why he said.
We'll continue. But let me hear from Abra. The man says dollars is not a problem. And if you think that you are coming in Ghana, because he said that he has said a lot of people, a lot of this, what we call boggers in Ghana, are lacing their boots to come and just remove him. He said, forget, he's ready for you. As for dollars, it's not the problem. As for monies to delegates, maybe you are thinking of paying 5,000. 5,000. We'll pay 20,000. You see?
Alpha, if you read the story,
Yes.
What I make of it is that it's just, he's just trying to ward off competition, right? He's just a man who is scared. He's scared of competition. He's quite anxious and agitated of the upcoming primaries. MPP, they have a pending primaries, and he's just, trying to ward off competition. That if you are planning to come and splash money, he has a lot of it.
So that you will be warned and go. Then
He's
that
just
politician
scared of
is a very
competition. So
fragile
it's just
politician.
him trying
Now,
to
when someone
engage in some
says,
sort
I
of-
have this,
He's just trying to engage in some sort of bravado, some sort of political propaganda here and there. Well, that is my candid opinion on that. But the question is, if you as an MP, if you have lived up to expectation, if you have done whatever that is expected of you, if you have indeed served your people well, and you have other people coming in to contest you, should it be a problem? Should it be a reason for you to say something to even scare somebody away?
He said the people who are coming, they will not play it fairly. They are coming to use money. He knows that they are not coming to talk policy, coming to talk service. They are coming to use money to convince the people.
My question is that if you have indeed served your people well, okay, if you have done what is expected of you as an MP, should you be scared? Should you be making such statements that whoever that comes, I'll be willing to pay even more than how much you can pay? If you have served your people well, you should be open to competition that, well, I have served my people. And so if somebody, it's a fair ground for everybody to play. So if you have served well, I'm sure you should be open to competition to say that, you can come and Rahim, I am in the ASCO contest, but you can come and contest me. It's no big deal. But Alpha, let us talk about the monetization of politics here in Ghana. The fact that he's saying that he can pay even more. What Rahim was trying to do was, I think he was just trying to be mischievous about it, that some people have money stacked up under their beds and all that. Alpha, do you know Alfred Watson?
But that's true.
No, do you know Alfred Watson? Do you know Alfred Watson before?
Who is that? Alfred Watson?
He wrote Approaches series. He is the author of Approaches series. And have you read Approaches series? Do you know how long Approaches series has lived in this country, Ghana?
Relax, don't be. Make your point. I'm listening.
Approaches.
You are hating.
The man has worked though. It's not like he just came into.
And you are saying, he has worked.
Yes.
So if he has a lot of dollars, it shouldn't be a problem.
If he's saying that, like I said, he's just bragging about it, okay. But if he has money, it's not
it's
like
not a problem.
He came
into
into politics to steal the money, the 40 million that we were talking about.
He has his money.
He has his money already.
How much does he worth though?
Come again?
How much does he worth? Is he worth?
I'll have to check.
I'll check for
it for
you.
me right now.
But
Check
you
it
see,
for me right now.
the thing
I'll
is,
check for you.
let me ask you, what do you think could be the motivation of? Because you did the calculation for me that
Yes.
at the end of his 4-year tenure, his salary, without touching it, comes to 1 million.
1.4 million.
1.4 million.
What do you think will be the motivation for him to pick from his business?
40 million.
For additional, say, 39, and say, okay, I'm going to invest it in this in order for me to maintain my
Alpha,
seat.
what I'm trying
Just-
to say is
No,
that
I just want to
let me-
understand
I didn't
this.
cut you.
Just
No,
to
it's
go and
not-
say,
Please.
you continue. Sorry, you continue.
Please.
Continue.
Right.
Who did anything?
Alpha.
Continue,
What
I'll
I'm
do
trying
it.
to
I'll
say
do
is
it.
that the essence of the statement he made is not something that we are supposed to even be discussing. It's not an important
It's
statement.
not a problem.
What is it? That's not to say that Alpha, that is not to say that the way our
So why
politics.
are you worrying ourselves discussing this matter?
It's just made a statement. I don't say it's loose talk, but it's just a political statement.
Yeah, yeah, we nyasa.
Yeah.
You get
Not-
it?
okay.
For you to be analyzing that,
So for you to waste our
why
time
does
now.
he have to? Why will he
Precious energy.
invest 40 million in politics and all that? Alpha. I'm not sitting here to say that monetization of politics is a good thing or is the way to go. No, that's not what I am saying. We should come to a point as a country where we can be able to give out our policies of which people will think about and then vote for us.
Okay, for me, the reason I slightly disagree with you that this is a very important matter to talk about is that the problem you've mentioned, monetization in our politics, leads to corruption. See, the reason why a lot of Ghanaians are complaining today is largely because of corruption. Corruption in which sense? That roads have been given to people to build. They have done shoddy job. Okay, used, a fraction of the amount given to them to build roads. The road is supposed to span 4 years. It's able to just do 2 years. Develop potholes. People drive on it. Accident occur. People die. That's corruption killing people. Mm-hmm. When people give road contracts and they take 10%, it affects the quality of the job. When people are given contract to produce food to schools and they take 10% and they give them, all kinds of things, that affects the quality of education. When people are given the task to buy things or to build hospitals and all that they care about is their 10%, 20%, 30%, that affects the hospitals that will be built. It affects the equipment that will be provided to the hospital for patients to go and receive medical care. So that is corruption killing patients. Mm-hmm. That is corruption affecting children's education. That is corruption impoverishing people. Because the money that's supposed to come to you, some few people at the top are dividing and sharing it amongst themselves. So if an MP who is a politician says that I am ready to pay 40 million, you should be asking yourself, what is the source of the money? And what is the motivation for that investment? Is he a Father Christmas? Will he just invest the 40 million and go to sleep? Or he will find ways to recoup the investment? What are those ways? Is it the 10%? Is it cutting deals or doing deals? Is it? So if those are the avenues through which he will make the money, it should be concerning to you. Because at the end of the day, he may have invested the 40 million, but he's recouping the 40 million at your expense, which will affect the quality of life that you will live. So it is not somebody's matter, it is our matter. So that if there is a lot of money in politics, we need to ask ourselves, who are the people behind those, who are giving the monies? So the last time we were having a conversation and we talked about the people who are so-called sponsors of political parties. Sponsors have interest. If I come and give you $2 million to campaign, you think I'm just giving it to you because I love you so much?
Because I don't know what to do with my 2 million, and I'll come and give it to you. I have an
interest. So that when you come, even the things that will benefit the people, I want you to do it for me so that it will benefit me alone. That is the full extent of corruption. No? So it will affect the quality of your life. It will affect the economy. If you have people stashing dollars, leading to depreciation of the city, to the extent that World Bank has told us that close to 900 million people are pushed down the poverty line because they can't buy what they need. Their salaries are so inadequate, and people are comfortably having dollars in their rooms. It's a very important matter. It concerns me. It might be your individualistic decision, but it will concern me. It's a matter that can affect me. So I should be concerned. That, for some reason, is why I think some Ghanaians are calling for investigation. It's not a loose talk. It's a very important matter that ought to be investigated. 0541022318. Let me take a few of your calls. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning. Hello? Unfortunately, it appears he's busy doing something else. 0541022318. If you're listening to me and if you want to be part of our conversation, you can join us on 0541022318. The Member of Parliament for Bibiani constituency said he's ready to pay delegates 20,000 Ghana cedis. We've calculated his salary. It's not that significant compared to what he wants to invest. And we're asking the question, what could be the real motivation for this preparation to invest this amount in order for him to continue to serve as the Member of Parliament for his constituency? You can join me with your thoughts on 0541 022318. Give me a call on 0541 022318. Send me a WhatsApp message on this on 0548 501584. 0548 501584. Okay, So you can keep your calls coming through, and you can keep your WhatsApp messages coming through as well. If you're listening to us or watching us on YouTube, you can put the comments there as well. We'll be reading all of them for you. Good morning.
Good morning, Alpha.
Yes, BY. Let's hear you from Tepa.
Thank you very much. This is not something that is so new in our system that people exchange money for votes. And we all know that in our electoral laws, some of these things are not allowed. But
so let's apologize for the situation. It appears it's continuing from where we left off yesterday. I'm not too sure we can pick the calls because it's 55 after 8. Please, instead of your calls, send in voice notes, okay? I don't know what's happening to the telephone. It's been like this for a very long time, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so whilst we are waiting for them to send the voice note, I think we can just continue with the conversation. Alpha, what else don't I have to
Please
say?
talk to me.
Alpha. So, like I said earlier, Abra seated here, I would want to disagree totally. You disagree slightly with her, but me, I'll disagree totally with her.
With my opinion.
Yes. That when she thinks that it is not something we are even supposed to.
We shouldn't
waste
bother
time
our
and
minds
energy
about.
on. Because you see, as businessmen, when they do investment, they are expecting returns.
Yeah.
They are not only expecting their capital back, but they are expecting profit too.
Capital plus.
So it means that if he's giving 40 million, some 60 million or 80 million in return should be the target. Because aside what he is going to get back, he's going to add profit to it. The point is, which Ghanaian politician?
But he said it could be that the man is just speaking. Just, people can speak.
Yes,
people can say things that they are unable to do.
About
they don't have the capacity.
They don't have the capacity to execute what they are. Alpha, I will not sit here. I will not sit here and say that. I will not sit here and say that tomorrow I will share cars.
Please, for those of you who are
because
trying,
I can't do it.
I'm coming. For those of you who are trying to call, please send in voice notes. Okay, 10548 501584 0548 501584. Send me voice notes, and we'll read your voice notes for you. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Your name and where you're calling me from?
My name is Gideon.
Let's hear you.
Short. Position. Very political. I'm not feeling comfortable. I because I didn't pass you off to be saying it's very pushing. I'm not a message of investment. I'm not a father and I'm not a command. Now I'm in Kenya.
Obeying but you let me up on them. Time is anymore. Hello? Okay. I think that is interested in some other thing instead of the conversation. You can keep trying. Hopefully you'll be able to come through with your calls. But if you're unable to do so, I've asked you to send me voice notes in due time. We'll play or share your voice notes with the rest of our listeners. The WhatsApp message is 0548 501 584 0548 501 584. That's how you can send in your voice notes, and we'll do justice to them for you. Yes, Rahim, you were making a point.
Yeah, so I was saying that if we would want to say there are two things being said here, so we can probably choose one before we go. Yes,
Rahim, let me try and see if I can speak to this caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling me from?
Kwame Benya.
Yes, Kwame Benya to you.
MP no, your friend is
Mami usually need more maybe Frederick Obeng Boateng.
And your man minister or not or appointment or board.
What's it?
And you're not that boss one contaminated and and you're one.
I'm the one. Okay. Oof. So
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
I think we can't pick the calls again. We can pick your voice notes, please, and we can read your WhatsApp messages. Yes, guys.
Yes, so Alpha, I think I mean before I wanted to say it, but somebody has already introduced it. I mean, even though he has worked in private life before, I personally don't think that he was bragging. And if he was bragging, let's allow authorities to investigate it. When I listened to his interview yesterday, he was explaining that I don't think that this should even call for any investigation. No, but if you say you will share money, you say you share money, you have prepared money to come and share. And we say, oh, we don't think that you can share the money. Yes, okay, let's investigate you. If you investigate you and you can't really share the money, they will know that you are bragging.
It is within the context of a futuristic idea, which has not manifested yet.
Futuristic idea. When is the
so you can't go into the future and investigate something that has not happened. But the thing I'm saying that if it comes to that, I'll do.
Yes.
What is the measure or the way that you can come to the conclusion that indeed I'll do or I've done it?
If you are working, we know that if you are to bring money from your private business to invest, and you are even able to raise that 40 million, then you need to tell us why you are doing it and what you expect in return. Because there's no investment without returns. That's
maybe he's doing it because he loves his people so much. Why are you guys laughing?
But if you love
he loves to serve.
If you love your people so much
and
you love to serve, don't go to parliament. Put the 40 million in a bag. Go to your town, the station, and share the money.
No, he wants to
go and share the money. Don't give it to delegates to go to parliament.
He wants to contribute to the betterment of the lives of his people, so that when he is in parliament, he is part of the decisions that will be taken on behalf of the people.
So that
he can contribute to that. You understand? He has a stake.
So that is what
the policies, the loans, the plans, the strategies so he is there to more or less say what will benefit his people. That is why he's there.
There's nobody in this country who would pick business money, come and invest without looking for returns as huge as 40 million Ghana cedis. There's nobody. If that person listens, the person will do it. The person should give us a call.
There are people who love
There's
this
nobody
country so
in this country
that they will kill themselves for Ghana.
Go and pick 40 million from your business, 40 million cedis, and come and invest because you want to save without no plan of getting return. There's nobody in this country who do it.
What if he gets fulfillment
in this world
in serving the people? So if he invests, because there are people who do charity.
So if you,
there are billionaires in this world who give their funds to charity. They find joy in service.
Joy in serving. Let's go to BBNE and let's go and count some of the things he has done. He has been in parliament for some time now. But Alpha, you see, and the point is that, the point is that even though he's a first-time MP, even if he entered parliament in 1992, if you have to calculate his salary till now, it will not be up to 40 million Ghana cedis. Because some years ago, the MPs, their salary were not even up to 28,000 that they are taken. 28,000 didn't start from 1992.
No.
So even if as high as 28,000, 4 years will give you just 1 million Ghana cedis. From 1992, your salary cannot even give you 40 million Ghana cedis. And as a first-time MP, and you on your bid to go back into parliament, you are pumping 40 million cedis into the hands of delegates. Campaign cost is not bad.
He's the CEO of Approach series. He's been selling a lot of books.
Alpha.
So ask for money, forget. The man has been selling pamphlets. You've been studying his pamphlets.
It's not his private business.
Okay, we here.
So Alpha, I get it, but we all know approaches. Yes, I mean we happen to use it at some point in time in our lives. But the point is that he's CEO of Approaches Group. The money that is being recouped from Approaches, it is a publishing firm. They invest to get profit. There are salaries that has to be paid. You can't tell me Approaches is being used by the whole of Africa. Our Approaches is being used by the whole world. So we know that he is making something. But as to whether it can raise that amount of money he is talking about, that is questionable.
Vis-a-vis his whole term salary as an MP, close to 1 million or 1 million.
1.4 million.
1.4 million.
He's ready to invest 40
million. To go to parliament and go and do what?
No, the guy loves the people of the land. Let's clap for him.
We have to clap for him.
That's spirit of service. We need that.
Because you see,
the guy is too good for his people.
Because if you are making this amount and you invest, my problem is that I have two problems here. One, where the 40 million is coming from.
Abuna says approach series.
And let us even yes. Approach series is making 40 million Ghana cedis. That is right.
You know how much publishers make in this country?
We'll have to ask how much one textbook costs. And so that we'll look at how many textbooks you will have to supply to get 40 million.
How many textbooks you have to supply?
So let's say one textbook is 100 cedis.
100 cedis.
Okay.
Abna, you have to.
And you supply the whole of Ghana.
The whole Ghana. How many people are in? Okay, and the whole Ghana. We are not even up to 40 million.
Alpha, you let us even assume that all students in Ghana from crèche, daycare, the number of students in this country, we are not even up to 20 million.
Students are going to make at the end of one.
You relax. Let's take some messages. When we tell I'll read some of your messages.
And he has even packed dollars. Alpha, before you play the audio, he has packed dollars. We don't sell approaches in dollars. So
no, he has converted the cities.
He has converted the cities to dollars. At
waiting for the
at an exchange rate.
Yeah.
At this exchange rate.
Please.
It's fine.
Let's take some
messages. We are waiting for
you.
Let's take the messages.
It's 8 minutes on the top of the hour 9. It's time for us to engage our guest. Mr. Ame has been waiting for a while, so please, Mr. Ame, come through and then let's continue the conversation. Abuna, you wanted to say something before Mr. Ame comes in.
Alpha,
I don't want Mr. Ame to come.
You still didn't understand me when I said he could have made the 40 million cedis from his approaches series. Alpha, imagine my producer just confirmed that for about 23 years, approaches series has been in business for 23 years. Alpha. So let's say he's selling the book to 100,000 students.
100,000. The whole Ghana. He has customers. Okay.
And one book is.
And one book is what?
50 cedis.
50 cities.
Yes.
When he started 23 years ago.
Let's cap it at 50 cedis.
Like, okay.
So 50 times 100,000 is 5 million. Alpha times 23.
That's like 150
That's like
million.
So 100,000 people have been buying it for
Every
23
year
years.
consistently. He has
The
100,000
profit
market.
is what?
No, that is everything.
Okay.
So now let's
115
subtract
million. You think he can
production costs. It includes
Okay,
ECG,
so
salary.
How much?
So no, relax. If at any point in time you go through primary, so this one he has gone through primary the first time.
Yes, the first time.
So let's
is
assume
the
he
second
spent
primary.
30. Now he's seeking to spend 40.
40.
Plus the campaigns we've not added the cost of the campaign. You are saying it is enough. He can do that. Okay. Thank you. The listeners have heard you.
As a former CEO of Boss, I don't have doubts that he can.
Okay. We'll continue with the conversation. Mr. Abe, good morning.
Alpha, good morning.
I believe you are fine.
I'm doing great.
Yeah, you are here with Mr. Antonio Pong. Mr. Antonio Pong is looking quite different today. Maybe you will offer an explanation as to why.
The rear mechanic.
You are a mechanic.
No.
It sells engines, so definitely you have to.
Okay, so you have to be well prepared.
We have some stock taking today, so.
Okay.
That should be in that.
Guys, good morning. I know for Mr. Opon, maybe he will not be interested in this conversation, but you
Alpha, what you are doing here this morning, you have all gone off gear.
Okay, how?
About talking about business. Which businessman will take 40 million Ghana from his
And
business?
invest it.
Hold on. The analysis you are making here, there is no businessman in this country that you be doing business. You pay corporate tax, you pay income tax, you pay payee, you pay for your production overheads and stuff, and still get 40,000 Ghana cedis and go and spend.
It's not
Please,
40,000,
stop it.
40 million.
40 million Ghana cedis. Stop it. No sensible businessman in this country.
Do so. And he knows what he's getting.
Hold on. You are investing 40 million for what?
No, this one is to pay delegate alone.
No, you are investing it
Yeah, it's
for
an
something.
investment.
For what?
To become an MP.
So you are paying 40 million for delegates.
To serve
How
them.
much are you going to pay for the main elections?
I don't know.
And get what?
To get the seat.
Even if you are made a minister, what are you going to get out of it? What? This was 6 June 2018. Wasn't it the same gentleman who was outside, who was sacked from Boston for selling contaminated fuel to the tune of $5 million? And then barely after that, when the energy minister lost his job, he had map to come back. That's 18th of August 2018 that they are being punished for because they were witch hunting him. It's not the same man. It's not the same person who was taken out of Boston. The current flag bearer hopeful, now working in Japan, was fighting for that they should restore him back. That he has not done anything wrong. Oh please, you have 40 million. Go. When was the last time you went to baby?
I've not been there before.
Go there and go and see. Even if you use about 5 million out of that 40 million to do something for baby people, please, by this time, for bringing the name of the party he represents into disrepute and bringing them before the crossfire.
But he doesn't think this is. I mean, it's normal. He's just saying it.
If I were to be leaders of MPP today,
what would you do?
I'll sanction him because you brought the name of the party into disrepute, and you brought us before the firing squad. What do you think the sending people in this country hearing these things will be thinking about the party? What thoughts do they have about the party?
Coming on the back of CCR repair situation.
And a whole lot of things on the back of what Professor Ivan Professor Adai said. Please. Let's stop this conversation.
Let's look at the business perspective. Mr. Opon, you guys have been complaining about the city's depreciation against the dollar.
You are hoarding it.
It appears there is a lot of hoarding happening.
And you are telling me in this country, which law says that we spend dollars? We don't spend dollars here. When they go to the bank to go and take dollars, they tell them, no, when you put in dollars, you are going to take them, and they say they'll give you cedis. Unless you are going to buy from outside, then they'll do the transfer. Is that not it? But you are telling us today you spend dollars in Ghana. Who spends dollars in Ghana?
He has the dollars. He has kept them. He's waiting.
What does Bank of Ghana tell the hotels and staff who have been taking dollars that they should stop taking dollars? And we don't spend dollars here.
He said they should stop. But,
so what are you saying? You are a member of parliament saying this to us? Oh, please.
Mr. Opon, what do you make of how this hoarding issue could be affecting the city? The hoarding of dollars. Do you think
I'm not privy to the news, and I don't want to discuss it.
Okay, I'm not asking you specifically on the matter, but I'm saying that one of the things you've been complaining about is the fact that the city continues to depreciate against the dollar. do you get the sense that possibly hoarding could be a factor to that? That you have people who strategically will be keeping dollars, and that the more they are keeping these dollars, the more it's affecting the city. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think generally it's not a good practice. Good morning, and let me say good morning to your cherished listeners and viewers on the social media, and then thank you so much for having me. Generally, it's not a good practice because we are living in a country where there's always a shortage of the foreign currency. So if people have them and they are keeping them in their homes and under their beds, I think it's not a good practice. Then that one, everyone will condemn it. But the fact is, it's somebody's money, and it does what it likes to with it. So nobody can force anybody to bring that out your money. But if there is a strict law that states that you shouldn't keep this beyond this amount in your house, then we can complain. But since there's nothing like that, I don't see anything wrong with what somebody has done in keeping some money in his house or her house.
Mr. Rubinawe, we are the latter part of the year because this dollar conversation has come. I just want to understand the CD to dollar issue now. Have we seen some stability, or we are beginning to see the perennial depreciation of the CD against the dollar? Because
there's a seemingly stabilized exchange rate as we speak, because it seems the last time it's been hovering around 11 cedis to 11.4, 11.5. There's a seemingly stability over there. By this time, there should be that huge pressure because we are in November, but there's a lot of people have finished buying and their goods are almost getting to Ghana. Yeah, in October, getting to November. Their goods are almost getting here that they will have to offload and stuff. So there's a seemingly stability in the system. Sure, that's what I want. Definitely, we can't deny that.
Now, let's talk about the fundamental issues that affect you guys. The last time you guys spoke to the powers that be, the GRA people, etc., they give you assurance that something will be done about your situation. Where are we now with that matter?
Yeah, thank you once again. Concerning the harassment and intimidation that we were going through at the port on our way from the port to Kumasi, now I can say on authority that it has subsided a lot. And now there has been an agreement between us and the GRA. Every container picked that the payment is below the required or the minimum duties that the person is supposed to pay. It's communicated to the leadership of GUTA. We meet the executives of the Ghana Revenue Authority, and we make sure whatever addition that the person is paid, she pay it, and then the container released to the person. So I would say now there's an amicable solution to that problem.
Okay, so now everybody is not being harassed as it used to be the case. How is that affecting positively your people?
Yeah, it facilitates because business facilitation grows with time. If I can claim and goods within a day from the port, bring it to my shop within a day, and then start selling, it will help me. But this was a situation where a container will be impounded, stay at a Babu yard for a week, and then the extra cost that will be incurred, it was all adding up to cost of doing businesses, which was not good for businesses in that region. But now that sanity has prevailed and that there are no delays, and even in the situations where containers are impounded, within a day or two, there's negotiations, whatever the person is supposed to pay, he pays it and then get the container. I think it's the best for us.
In our case, in this country, a lot of times when issues come, we provide temporary solutions to the problem.
Yeah.
And every now and then it rears its ugly head again.
Yeah.
What is the approach to solving the problem once and for all? Have you had because I guess that there's the tendency of it coming back again, and you guys will come back and complain again.
Really?
Whilst we've not really discussed going forward what can be done to solve it once and for all. Yeah. Is that conversation happening, or because they have stopped, you guys have relaxed?
No. It's the conversation. The conversation is ongoing. You see, the problem is multifaceted. Some has to do with we the importers ourselves. You've imported the goods. It's your duty to make sure that you've got a right agent who will work on your behalf, and the right duties are paid to the best of your knowledge. But what we do, most of us here in Kumasi, the agent will call you, you send the documents to the agent, and all that he will tell you, I've finished with everything. Put in 80,000 into my accounts. Then you put the money into the accounts. How much is going to the duty? How much is going for the shipping line? How much is going for the gapoa? It doesn't know anything. So in the end, the agent manuals and then pay his way through, and then the duties will be so low that it does not deserve the 40-footer container. On the way, when the customer officer sees you are carrying a 40-footer container of spare parts and you pay 15,000, definitely they are going to arrest the container. So what we are doing is now that we are sensitizing our people that make sure you pay your duties. Get to know how much is going into the duty, how much is going to the shipping line, how much is going to the gapoha, and how much is going to the agent as his fee, so that in the end the container will not be impounded on the road to your shop. So we are doing that sanitization. Then on the part of the customs too, we make sure that they also have a role to play, because it's between the agents and the custom officers. They do the manipulations that result to the lower duties that are paid at the post. So the authorities must also check their people, so that at least the work that they've been doing over the years. So an average 40-footer container of spare parts shouldn't be less than 15,000. So if you're an officer at the customs and you allow that 15,000 to be paid and the container released to leave the port and you come and arrest it on the way, that's unfair to the importer. So we've also talked to the authorities, and they are also ensuring that the right duties are paid before the containers come out. So with these two checks, we think it will go a long way to solve the problem.
Ms. Ahmed, don't you feel that whilst we are approaching Christmas, I know that a lot of you will be transporting in a lot of goods. Do you not foresee that GRA, because they will have to also increase or more or less get a lot more revenue, do you foresee that they may begin those activities again?
Just as my chairman was saying that the whole problem is multifaceted. For me, I would like to look at it from one particular angle. If any GRA official encounters any container that it's supposed to pay maybe 15,000 Ghana cedis, and then you realize that the person paid 10,000 or 14,000, you deal with the person having the container. Who allowed the container out? Who allowed that person to pay the 14,000? What have you done to that person? Until we look at the problem from that point, because there's an exit point for the container.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to pay a particular amount before I exit. I'm not sure if any of us go to the filling station today and we say we want to buy fuel of 600 cedis or 500 cedis. They end up giving us 500, then we give the person 400, and the person will take it and allow me to move my car away. No, it doesn't work like that. So why is it that even with the GRA, they will not start looking within and asking that, okay, this document you are holding, who endorsed it for you? Who signed for you? Who signed that this container should move out of the port when the average or the lowest money you were supposed to pay was 15,000, but you are paying 14,000? So if you are not able to tackle the problem from that point as well, and you always think you want to go in for the low-hanging fruit because businessmen do not have any law backing them, they don't have any security backing them, so you think you can harass them rather and telling me they have to do the right thing. You think if you are supposed to, if your people are taking the 15,000 there, even if the agent comes for 80,000 from me, he'll make sure he pays the 15,000 before. Because I'm not sure even when you bring a container and you're supposed to pay $1,000 to the shipping line, if you don't pay the 1,000, they'll not allow the container. They'll not open it.
Never.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So if the shipping line can ensure that whatever is supposed to come to them, they will take it. Why is that? Our own GRA that are managing the port cannot insist on that. If they cannot insist on that, I'm sorry. They are all sleeping on job from the bottom to the top. They are all sleeping on their job.
Okay, I'll come back for you to continue, but I've received, when I asked some of you how you've leveraged on social media to improve your business, some of you sent in very interesting messages. This one said, I have used social media to improve on my finances. One, I learned from Kwabena Obendako through social media that I can succeed here in Ghana. Lo and behold, it worked. Oh, you've succeeded, Charlie. Congratulations. 2, I learned from Robert Kiyosaki about investment and knowledge about assets and liabilities. Thanks to social media, especially Facebook. Hashtag look for knowledge on social media, not too many funny clips. Tony from Kotokrum. Thank you very much, Tony, for your message. This one says, please, I already have the business, but I want to promote it through social media. Please, any help? Okay, I have help for you, because if you want to increase sales, or maybe you want to drive more traffic, maybe your business is so unpopular, even your neighbors don't know you. Maybe yours is doing well, but you know you can do better. Here is why your business is lacking. Here is why your business is lacking certain vitamin, vitamin D for digital media. Get your business to grow online with Black Ash services and make a difference today. This October, Black Ash is making it easy for you to get your business online at an affordable rate. Get an engaging Instagram and Facebook account, website, to television commercials, post promotions, Google business graphics for your business, and so much more. Watch your business grow and connect with a global audience that won't hurt your pocket. This campaign is to help build brands and promote small to medium scale businesses online. Don't save for later. Call us now on 054 9136 or 0322009605. Visit www.blackashservices.com. So, Mr. Ahmed, let's talk about business today. Nowadays, we are seeing inflation coming down bit by bit. Would you say, when you compare this period as compared to last year, October, or the last quarter of last year, compared to the last quarter of 2023, have you seen any difference? You just said the city is stabilizing. Official figures suggest to us that inflation is coming down. I don't know of interest rates. I don't know of the other factors. But would you say business is better today relatively than it was last year?
2023 has been a very difficult year, extremely difficult year for
2023
traders, yes.
Okay.
Coming from 2022, somewhere latter part of 2023 has been a very difficult year for we businessmen, traders, like everybody. If you want to compare this around this time to last year, it will be just like comparing apples to oranges.
Also, but
because
the same
this year, I am telling you, it has been extremely terrible for us. There is no business person you meet today who will tell you this year.
But 2022, we were just dealing with COVID. I mean, we're just.
I'm telling you, this year, it's only by the grace of God. At times, a lot of businessmen ask, how are we even surviving?
What has been the major problem this year?
Sales
for businesses
are completely stagnant.
That one, yeah, it's
bringing in goods a hell of time
because of
the
all
interest rates. And you know, definitely once the inflation was going up, it started affecting people's pockets, and people decided, okay, please, I'll do off with this. Recently, I heard about 4 or 5 lecturers on a lot of radio stations saying they've even parked their cars. They have to take public transport.
Under these current conditions?
Yes. This is the reason they have to park their cars, because it is extremely difficult for them.
So let's make the conversation practical. Okay, let's say 2022, when you go to the market, for instance, you sell kente.
Yeah.
At the end of sales, averagely, how much were you making?
Averagely, as at last year, we could make maybe between 4,000, 5,000 a month, because sales were really coming down. Yes.
When you compare it to this year, a month, how much are
this year? I told you, on several months, I went raw. Without payment.
Raw means what?
This month, without doing sales. This month, there were several months. Zero.
The whole month, no sales?
Yes.
And you're operating the shop?
Yes.
You're paying attendance?
So you see at times when we strike and then we are speaking our minds and we are saying the people feel, oh no, you should tone down, you should tone down. We are really feeling the heat.
But what do you think will be the disadvantage for you? Because I'm sure people will think, oh, we have to
exactly.
Kente will come later.
Exactly.
Let's deal with the
and even as I speak to you, last week I was talking to my chairman. There's another danger, even pushing to the Kente business on the verge of collapse.
We'll come to that, but let me take Mr. Opon's view. Mr. Opon, Zame is painting a very gloomy picture. He said this year has been very, very difficult. Would you also say that?
Yeah, Alpha, that's the true picture that is painting to you. You see, 2023 has seen the accumulation of all that happened in 2020, 21, 23. The spillover the effect is now being felt in the market. You see, COVID stopped every business, and business slammed to the lowest ebb. Then there was the increase in general prices of the goods from outside and locally. Interest rates skyrocketing. Loans, you can't go for it because of the interest rate. Then the government also, because of the IMF, increased its levies and taxes. So all these things has come together to cripple the business. So now with the inflation and everything, people wouldn't like to buy things that they will consider as luxury. So they buy things that are essential for their day-to-day living. So business is at its lowest ebb. And those of us, and let's not forget also the issue of the dollar. Somewhere last year, before the October, we were trading the dollar at 6.2, and all of a sudden it went as far as 15.5.
Are you saying last year?
Yeah, that was last year, October, yeah.
Was 6.2.
Before October.
Are you sure? 6.2?
Yes.
And it got
then all of a sudden it started rising, and it went as far as 15.5.
No, but that's too significant, though.
Yes.
6.2.
So
that's how.
Those of us in importation business, it had, and even in some quarters, it was
so your income was reduced.
Away, but in my situation, but then I imported 3 containers from my other 3 containers from my importers, my trading partners in Japan. When I was doing the ordering, the container, the dollar was hovering around 6 point something, between 7.
Yeah.
Then by the time the container arrived at the port, the dollar was around 15 and 15.2, 15.5. So I needed a double amount of money to pay for each container.
More than that.
And 3 containers. When I finished paying that container, a quarter of my business, my capital.
So your capital has been wiped off.
Wiped away without involving embarking on any investment or anything.
So at that point in time, if you didn't have other options, your business could come down.
At a point, it was very difficult to even pay my business partners there, but they don't care about the dollar rising up or coming down.
6 point something to 15 was close to 200%.
200%.
Each.
And each of the container was costing more than $55,000.
Hey, but this, Charlie, we've
suffered for the 3 containers alone drained me of all my trading capital. So we've been managing. Now, as I'm talking to you, I can order a 40-footer container full of goods without.
So it means
going for loans from.
You've come back as compared to like the momentum you got. Like you've
measured from the top to down, flat. Grass to grass.
So it's now that you're working your way up.
Now that you are working your way out.
So that's the condition businesses are in.
That is the condition everyone is finding himself now. So people who don't understand, they say, oh, you people are selling your goods too expensive. The cost of the goods depends upon the dollar, the levies, and the charges and the duties at the port. The interest rates, they all come together to fix the price.
Okay, you just like I let Mr. Ame, he gave us a practical sense of how businesses are doing in comparison to last year. You sell spare parts. Okay, when you compare last year, let's take the same quarter, the last quarter, or let me say the third quarter. Yes, third quarter, or maybe last quarter. When you compare sales, when you go to your shop and you look at the sales, when you compare to this year, has there been any difference?
There has been a vast difference.
Better or worse?
Worse.
So give us a sense.
Alpha, let me take this scenario. The VIT that they are using for Uber and taxis here now. Last year, by June, July, August, the engine was selling at 3,500 Ghana cedis.
35 million.
35 million.
Old currency.
As I'm talking to you now, the cheapest you can get in the market is 8,000 Ghana cedis.
8,000.
8,000 Ghana cedis.
80 million old cedis.
Push. VIT.
If I take it from me, I'm telling you.
Unless of the VIT itself cost.
The VIT at the point there was
at the beginning of last year, we were selling VIT. The whole car, when you want to buy from us, the VIT was being sold at 25,000 Ghana cedis. Now the cheapest you can get in the market is 60,000.
60.
Yes,
60,000.
even that's an old model.
Hey, then Ghanaians, we've tried pound because Charlie, the way we've been stretched.
Huge something that is happening. And people are not being educated on it, so they put all the blame on businesses. We were paying a duty for VIT at the port 7,500. Now the cheapest you can pay at the port is 25,000 for a VIT car.
Duty.
So a lot of these things are taken away from your capital.
Yes.
Eating all our capital.
And the very people you expect to help you, which is they also can't buy. So you are just there.
Now you can't go for loans because of interest rate. Our customers don't have money to.
You're paying more taxes.
We are paying more taxes.
The CD is affecting you significantly, also, and the sales are not coming.
Mr. Ahmed was saying, even now that we are seeing the dollar is stabilizing. Somewhere last week, I bought it at 11.7. Just this week, when I wanted $2,500 to pay for my freight, I have to buy it at 12.3.
Hey.
Even that the guy was insisting on 12.4, and I said no, I won't pay. I paid 12.3. That was the cheapest I can get in the market.
Let me go to Ame. I'll come back to you to do a lot of, because me too, I have an experience. Last year I was planning of doing some small delivery business. When I asked for the motorbike, I was told 5K. I was like, because I didn't get a reliable person, sure. I postponed. They said when I asked, they said around 12,000.
Thank you.
I was like, oh, just 1 year.
Yes.
There's more than double.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. You said there's something that is lacking, which has the tendency of affecting your business. Yeah. Mr. Ame, share with us the
Not
details
our
of
business alone, but it's about our culture, the country's culture, our heritage, which I'm talking to all those who matter. We have to resolve that as quick as possible. There are people, Ghanaians over here, who pick all the kente designs, take them to China, and as I speak, China is not printing them in normal clothing. They are using those same designs, and they seemingly like a woven.
At a relatively cheaper price.
Oh, kente, a particular kente that is going for, let's say, 3,500. That one, when it brings, going for 550 Ghana cedis.
Is it?
Yes. A kente that should go for 3,500 because those weaving it will take not less than 2,500.
It's costing 500.
It's costing 550 Ghana cedis.
And
as I speak
the local people, they will close their shops because
exactly. And it's not easy. Even if it's the local people alone, they can always decide to veer off into other businesses. But at the end of the day, if I'm not able to buy the kente from the weaver, and the weaver stop weaving, the whole world, we know you can only get woven kente from Ghana. It is known for us. Nobody, nowhere. So if authorities will sit by and allow this to also go away from us, it's on to them. I'm not sure anybody, any country will allow what they produce, what is known to them as their own.
Don't worry. They will see to it that.
How? Like Japan will allow you to imitate the cars they manufacture over there, that's synonymous to Japanese cars.
Yeah.
Which country will do that? But our authorities sit down here. This is passed through our ports, our various points of entry, and they are beginning to flood the market, and we see nothing wrong with it. National security, it's in this country.
Have you spoken to the right authorities?
I've spoken to them. As I said, I initially spoke to
unaware.
Is that okay? Then
like
let's
normal,
see. For me, I've spoken to them. We will take it up this week again.
doing nothing about it, and they are not even aware of what is going on.
They are not even aware.
And I'm shocked.
That's how I see
They are
it.
not aware.
Hey,
Because there's not a single statement on that. And the Ministry of Trade is not speaking. Ministry of Finance is not speaking. None of even the tourism industry is not speaking anything about
because we've lost a lot of things. If you
Yeah.
that. And after, it's not only the
Please.
kente. You see the traditional chachao.
yeah. That one too.
That
Yes.
one too now.
They are not bringing
have the
in.
Chinese made ones.
See, let me show you something. A few years ago, you had our Ghanaian youth in every vicinity, small shops selling phone covers. We sat in this country and allowed Nigerian guys to flood this market, to flood the Ghanaian market with this thing, pushing it on wheels. Today, you go to every vicinity, you cannot find those. So those guys that we took them out of business, we allowed the Nigerians to take them out of business. What do we want them to go and do? And then we turn around and say Ghanaian youth are lazy.
I think you see in Ghana the business. I'm not too sure there's any system. I'm not too sure there's any.
The authorities
Like it's just
view- the authorities'
no-
view of business is like somebody seeking for his welfare, and so it's not the business of the government. That's how I see it. So in most cases, unless we rise up, unless we start shouting, nothing is being done. There's no policy that guides businesses. Let's try and grow businesses in Ghana. Because the government revenues that is seek to develop
I'm
this
not too
country
sure there's
comes from that
anything like
sector
that.
They don't
of
care.
the economy. They don't care. All that they care.
How much
about
did the
is
businessman give me a
duties
pass?
and the levies and the revenues that they will reap from the businesses. But
That's all.
so how the businesses will
Survives.
grow so that the government will get its desired revenues. It's not the concern of the government. So there's no direct policy. And in most cases, if Guta does not talk or any of the trading businessmen
They are not
does
even
not
aware.
rise up, cabinet it doesn't even occur to them that they must tackle this.
By Ghana, we are too poor.
No, let me tell you.
Like we are too fragile.
In Kumasi, when you go to Ketia,
Yeah.
you have close to 150 shops who sell kente. GRA comes to them to take taxes from them. Now, you have allowed these things in without even realizing that it's going to affect their businesses. But the following next year, you go back to the same kente people, telling them to come and pay an even upward adjustment of the taxes they are supposed to pay. Forgetting that this year you allowed an inferior competition against them, which even militated against even their incomes, against their sales. So if the whole kente is supposed to sell, let's say 100 pieces of kente today, if you are not careful, they will sell only 70 and 30 people will go and buy those ones.
I see.
By the next 2-3 months, you have those ones, people buying about 60, 70, and they buying kente 30. Yet every month you go to the kente shop and tell them they should pay taxes. How much do you take from those people? It's like, oh, you the business, you waste your time, waste your energy, waste your brains, everything. Go and do the business. When you get the money, we will come for our portion. That's all. And nobody cares. So ask yourself, so it's national security in this country? Are they at the various point of entry? Did they see these things? What were they thinking about when they saw those things? Who is being trained in this country that, okay, take engines for instance, take the engine business, study into it and know the ins and outs of it and start advising government as we go along. Take the clothing industry, study into it. You are a security personnel, but they've given you that aspect. Study into it. Tell us, give advice about it.
Hope and
you don't care.
There's no.
The only thing you've taken security people, then they are holding their gadgets and they are going around. Yet the real things are affecting the country itself. That's bringing the country down on its knees. You've forgotten about it.
I think we need to do a lot more about this. I think there must be a petition that ought to be sent to
for that
the Ministry of because if care is not taken, this one there's a
going
message.
to send a petition to the Ministry of Trade.
Yes,
because it's killing the kente industry from the weavers right down to the marketers.
Even those who import
everybody is being pushed out of the market.
Those who import the trade, they'll be pushed out of business. From those importing the trade
now. I'm not too sure there's anything we own. We are just there.
From those importing the trade, those selling the rubbers that we used to package the kente, and those weaving, and those selling, those sewing.
All of them.
We are wiping all of them out of the system.
Let me read this message. It says that a country that gives mining license to foreign nationals and deny the indigents. What do you think we are? Our culture has been named bad, so on. Why wouldn't they allow others to imitate us? Actually, yeah, easy
Have you seen Chinese cars anywhere in this world before? But they are manufacturing cars.
You see, the thing that worries me is for you to even come to the realization that they might not even be aware of the situation.
That shows how.
If they are aware,
there must be a deliberate policy to ensure that the kente industry is preserved.
Because it's just like you said, it's also a form of tourist. It's a tourism thing.
Yes.
It's a culture thing.
It affects our tourism.
business,
It affects our industry. It affects our businesses. It affects
because
that's what our chiefs
no
use.
foreigner will come and say he's going to buy the Chinese kente. For what reason? He wants the original one.
We live in a country where employment is a problem. So the little that we have, the government must do everything possible to preserve it. But they are looking elsewhere. Nobody cares.
Foreigners travel into the market, going around wanting to buy a stole of kente just to put around their necks.
They like that kind of.
And we are leaving that also out for it to go.
Yes, Mr. Obo, what is this?
We are going to make a presentation to the Ministry of Trade.
Yeah, I think you should.
Next week on Monday, we have a meeting with the IGP in Accra.
Okay.
So we will take the opportunity. The meeting is 3:00. So we take the opportunity in the morning to visit the Ministry of Trade and raise the issue up with them. They will tell us, we are going to listen to you. We will do something about it. Unless they hear us agitating, hitting the street, making noise, making press conferences, then you will see them acting. Because they look as if
the country now.
It's these people who are doing their business and they are benefit from it, so let them fight their own fight. There's no deliberate government policy to preserve the industry, to make sure that this is our own. This is what is making Ghana unique in the world. So let's preserve this. That mentality is not there. That is why we have a problem.
Let me read this message.
That's what we did to GTP, Printex.
All of them now.
And we killed those businesses because we allowed foreigners to print their same patterns and fly the market cheaper.
There's a problem with us. I mean, we don't cherish we don't like anything we do.
All those factories are almost defunct.
Our policies are not coordinated. It's so fragmented that there's no coordination, the cohesion, interministerial cohesion as to what should be the way forward, and let's all hold our hands and fight that canker. There's not that coordination.
See, the problem is that the people at the top who are supposed to really
think
care about Ghana, they don't seem to think and care about Ghana like that. I'm not too sure because their actions are not suggest so.
If a Ghanaian can help Nigeria today, for Nigeria to be eating their own rice and stop importing rice, a Ghanaian went there to help them.
Let me read this message. When we're done, we'll wrap up. Join us for the Road to GDIW 23 Kumasi edition, a pivotal regional event on the path to the Ghana Digital Innovation Week in Accra, taking place on November 3rd, 2023 at Pempe Assembly Hall in the vibrant city of Kumasi. This event is your gateway to celebrating the remarkable accomplishments of the Ghana Digital Innovation Ecosystem. GDIW is a collaborative initiative of the Office of the Vice President, GIZ, and Embassy of Israel. Stands as a beacon of Ghana's digital prowess. It showcases the innovation, creativity, and technological advancements that have transformed our nation's landscape. At the Kumasi edition, you will have the opportunity to connect, network with fellow innovators, entrepreneurs, and digital enthusiasts from Kumasi and beyond. You will learn valuable insights from industry experts through panel discussions, workshops, and keynote presentations. And you will showcase, or you get the opportunity to showcase, that is, highlight your own digital innovations and projects, potentially earning recognition and support for your endeavors. And you'll be able to also collaborate, explore potential partnerships and collaborations, and can propel your digital ventures to new heights. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this exciting journey as we pave the way to GDIW 23 and celebrate the digital innovation that defines Ghana's future. Register now and secure your spot in this transformative event. So, guys, we need to wrap up. For those of us who underestimate how Ghanaians have been stretched this year, I think, Mr. Opon, you gave us a clue of how prices have
skyrocketed.
Yes, because I also share with you my experience. Let's get a picture of where situation or where prices were and how far they have changed. You were giving us the price of VET. Is that from 25 to 80?
Now it's selling at 60,000.
Old model 60. You get 60, 70, 80.
Yeah.
So, because for if someone was buying VET at 25 and the person's income has not significantly changed, maybe it has even
They
deteriorated.
even dwindle.
Yes.
The possibility is that the sales with regards to VET will reduce substantially.
Definitely.
Okay. Let's do the local economy. Do you buy porridge? The normal house akuku.
Yes.
Now, when you go, are
are
you able to buy
1
50
CD
pesos?
maximum?
Are you able to buy 1 CD today?
No.
Are you
CDs,
not able to buy 50 pesos?
4 CDs there.
Thank you.
Kose one is one.
Exactly. Initially, Kose was what? 20 pesos.
20 pesos.
The bigger one, 50 pesos. Today, they say 1 CD, 150 pesos. 2 CDs. 2 CDs. Kenke.
Yeah, Kinky was 1 CD.
Yes,
Now
today.
it's 5 CDs.
Thank you. 5
The
CDs,
way
10 CDs.
We are running like.
So, look, even
And
the
the
lower
fact is that
ones.
in Ghana, things don't go down like that. When
Yes.
they go up,
That's the problem.
That's it.
That's
That's
the problem with
standard.
us. That's the problem with us. You should check plantain. The whole this thing was being sold at 100 CDs and 80 CDs, and in some the cheapest you can get was 50 CDs. Now you can get the one being sold at 50 CDs at 20 CDs. But those people selling the plantain, they are still selling at it
At that same price.
So the
For-
traders
for
will
CDs.
sell it, they will sell it. So they would rather be making the money.
Yeah. So in this country, when prices go up, it never returns
That's
back.
a new standard. So you have to adjust your spending.
You are
or
spending to the new level.
Yeah, because-
so you always have to cut corners so that you
it's
can make it.
a ripple effect
That's the
on
reason
everybody.
why almost every year we are heading towards a higher prices. Prices doesn't come down, no matter how that is. At least when you go by the simple economic terms of demand and supply, at this time of the year, food prices were supposed to be down.
Yeah,
But unless, of course, maybe you prepare it yourself in your house. If you are buying it from outside,
it's still expensive.
the price is
There
as it is in
5
January.
CDs rice now.
5 CDs.
When
was the last time you bought rice for
the
5
Guanche one.
Right, 5 CDs. Let me give you money to go and get some.
Not even the
You can't get it.
There's some lady we go across the street. I'll take you there.
5 CDs.
Even the almighty Gobe is now very
It is the
expensive.
taste that
Almighty
might not-
Gobe, my favorite, best of the best.
10.
Is it 7?
Yeah, it's quite. I'm talking about
Last year around this time, I could buy Gobe for 7 CDs. Everything I
combined.
need.
Oh, now
Today,
it's- oh,
I have-
forget.
when I'm
50,
saying I have to
50.
give the person 25 CDs.
Yeah.
25 CDs. The least you can get is some 15 Ghana CDs or maybe 20 CDs. So we are in a very messy situation as far as business is concerned.
Let's assume your salary was say 1,005 last year. Maybe let's say now you've had increment of 300 cities.
Yes.
It's 1,008.
Or let's say 2,000.
In some cases, things have more than doubled. The question is, how do you
Last year, your electricity bill, how much was it?
Oh, now it is
Your water bill, last year, how much was it? This year, how much is
almost
it?
everything.
We are getting to November, right? They will increase tariffs again.
What can happen for prices to at least come down a bit? Because it's not easy. Ghanaians are bearing the brunt. It's been really a tough year. It started from 2020, 2021, 22, 23. It's been like this. And I'm thinking maybe 2024 will be the same story.
I hope and pray. I'm just
unless, of
praying
course,
for you.
maybe the government is something.
What needs to change?
Do
What needs
something
to change?
extraordinary to bring a bigger stabilization in the dollar. Then you see,
Interest rates should come down.
the duties and the levies, I think it's due to the IMF conditionalities. Because the IMF is insisting that
You have to do
government must raise a greater chunk of its revenue locally, internally. So to meet that demands, they have to increase the prices, the levies and the charges at the ports and everywhere. That's the main reason that the prices can't come down now. So unless we go beyond the IMF, I don't think we can
Now
come.
government is looking for money to the point that even when I am a registered taxpayer, GRA still sends me an invitation that you come open a file. And I saw the letter. I said, "What? Hello." I called and said, "You people are really serious."
GRA, they are really.
And I said, "Are you really serious?" The invitation you brought to me. What file should I come open again?
You should come and open it fast so that we can collect money from you.
No, I already have a file. I pay my taxes so much.
Maybe they can get double of what they are getting.
Oh, please. This is the way we are doing things in this country now. It's serious.
We'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. Mr. Antonio Poe is the chairman of Guta here in the region. Mr. Rubiname is the secretary of Consent Traders Association. That's our show for now. Thank you very much for doing the listening. We'll have to go. The show is produced by David Boachi FIFA. This morning you heard from Abene Chan, you heard from Rahim Awafu. My name has been Alpha Ali. For now, that's our show. Have a very good morning.
trendybeats.com